Hey guys, it's Monday and this is my second vlog of 2016. And it's, only a few days into the new year. And if you're sitting there kind of being like, what is going on in my life? Why haven't I set any New Year's resolutions? Why haven't I set any goals? Or why do I feel so anxious about my goals that I intended to set or the ones I did set? And if you're just feeling a little unsettled at the beginning of the new year, well, so am I. And it's funny because over the last few days, I've been really thinking about the new year. I've been feeling anxious. I've been feeling confused. I've been feeling like, I haven't really set any goals or intentions or resolutions per se, and do I even want to? We all get bombarded by these messages and articles and Instagram quotes and posts and all of this stuff that we're seeing of people, set your resolutions, here's how to not break your resolutions, here's how to set yourself up for success for the new year, and all this kind of stuff. And sometimes I think it's a load of BS, quite honestly. And it's the same sort of insignificance that I place on like New Year's Eve. Like everyone makes a big deal about New Year's Eve and like making it a big to-do, and everyone has to be at the right place at the right time and be celebrating with the right people, and everything's got to be perfect. And it's like, why on this one day of the whole year do you place such importance and pressure on like what you're doing that night? And I think it's the same thing with why on this start of the new year do we place so much pressure on ourselves to have to like be or do something for this next year that's like significant and like proving to everybody else and proving to ourselves that we're good enough. I mean, I think that's really what it comes down to, is that we're just trying to prove that we're good enough constantly, all the time, in everything that we do, not just with New Year's resolution creating, but like in anything, right? And I think that I need to stop doing that. I do it, you do it, we all do it. And I'm just kind of like been thinking about what this new year means. So anyways, I just wanted to say, if you're feeling confused, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling unsettled, if you're feeling weird about the new year, I actually am too. So what do we do about it? I don't know. We just live our lives. We just do what we do every other day of the year. Sometimes we're up here and we're having a good time and everything's on track and we're aligned and all this is happening, and other days we're down here and we're like, wah, wah, wah. And you can't always be in the same place. It's always got to be back and forth, so you can decide what you want next, so you can make, new decisions and whatever. If you've made New Year's resolutions, that's cool. I don't want to criticize you or tell you not to do that. I hope you stick to them, although most people who make resolutions don't stick to them. Like statistically, nobody sticks to their resolutions because oftentimes they're unrealistic. Plus, you start losing momentum around something, and I think it goes back to the intention behind the resolution. Like, do you want to go on a diet to lose weight, which ultimately means you don't really love and accept yourself? Do you want to find a partner because everything will be better when that happens, which means you ultimately don't really love and accept yourself? It's like, what is the intention behind the resolution, right? Now, I've never been one to set resolutions. In the past, the only thing I actually have ever said was, I'm going vegan. January 1st, 2010 is when I went vegan. And there was still obviously a process and a journey after that. But from that day, I have been mostly vegan, unless I've eaten something by accident, which I addressed last week. So other than that, I've never stuck to any other resolution I've made, which I don't really even remember what any of those really were. And it's funny because over the last couple days, I've been feeling this way, and then I talked to my friend Natalie. Actually, I forgot to tell you that I'm actually in Natalie's apartment today, which is why it looks totally different, and I should have mentioned that at the beginning, but I just started yammering on. So I got kicked out of the studio today because John's having clients over, so I had to come here early this morning to hang out here for the next couple days. Anyway, so then Natalie called me yesterday and was saying the same kind of thing, how she was like getting kind of annoyed by like all the Instagram posting about New Year's resolutions. And I think it's just that sometimes they just maybe don't seem genuine. And I think a lot of the times resolutions are very trivial, like diet, weight loss, find a boyfriend or girlfriend, make lots of money. You know, we all want some of these things, but I mean, and I don't want to judge anyone's goals, but I want to bring up something that I think if maybe you haven't thought about. And this is something that I've been trying to come back to all the time when I always forget that this is really what I should be focusing on. So I'm not saying I do this all the time, but it's something I'm trying to learn to do. But it's rather than setting like these goals that sometimes seem untangible and unreachable and unrealistic, is this idea of deciding how you want to feel and not worrying about all the things that you need to do, right? We focus all the time on the doing. Do this, do that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And again, it goes back to this idea of like proving to someone, proving to society, proving to you that you're good enough, that you're smart enough, that you're thin enough, that you're whatever enough, right? And I think we need to stop doing that. I think it's toxic. I don't think it's productive or efficient. I don't think it gets us anywhere. So I was talking about this with Natalie, but then I was also getting these Facebook messages from my other friend Marge, who was feeling the same way and asking me if I had seen this Danielle Laporte thing called the Desire Map. And it's the same thing. The Desire Map is all about the desires of how you want to feel. How do you want to feel? And she kind of poo-poos the whole goal setting thing as well. So I've never read any of Danielle Laporte's books, but I've seen her like daily mantra cards, which one of my friends has. This idea of of deciding how you want to feel is related to the stuff I listened to with Abraham. And also I've read it in a number of books that I can't actually recall right now. But over the last couple of years, it really has been about when writing intentions, when writing goals out in my journal or whatever, it's like, how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel at peace? Do you want to feel joyful? Do you want to feel loving? Do you want to feel accepting? Do you want to feel grateful? Do you want to feel all of this stuff? Not like, I want to be this much thinner or develop my butt muscles, or I'm throwing all these examples out in the air because I think it's just that stuff isn't going to happen. It's like, how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel healthy? Do you want to feel strong? Do you want to feel vibrant? Do you want to feel energetic? Do you want to feel hydrated? Do you want to feel all of these things? So I think it's about focusing on that. So if you're having some struggles like I am about the new year, start thinking about how you want to feel this year, not necessarily what you want to do or the things that you think you need to accomplish or like tick off some kind of success list. Because if you feel right and you feel positive and you feel like these things, then all this other action-oriented stuff will kind of start to fall into place, and you don't really need to worry too much about all of these little tiny details of the things that you need to do to get there. But you need to focus on the feeling, and then you need to meditate in the feeling, and then you need to write about the feeling. So that's one idea I was having about, a different way of looking at setting intentions for the new year. And another thing is this idea of writing a new story. So in a lot of the self-help books and work that I've done, the idea of changing your story comes up a lot. I don't know the first time I heard about this or whatever. A lot of people say this kind of thing. But like, what is the story that you're telling yourself? Like, are you saying things like, I'm a lonely loser who will never find love, and I always mess up every relationship, nobody loves me, blah, blah, blah. Are you telling that story? Are you telling the story, I can't lose weight, I'm so lazy, I don't like going to the gym, I go to the gym and then I don't want to be there anymore? And like, it's really paying attention to the things you're saying out loud to other people and perpetuating this same story, and also in your head constantly during the day. Like, what are you telling yourself? So now it's time. So here, you could do this in addition to the feeling thing, but also like, so now what's your new story? What do you want your new story to be? So I actually talked about this a while ago in the summer with my friend Kevy, who has a YouTube channel as well. And he seemed to really take it to heart and wrote a really sweet and personal blog about our conversation about this and the fact that he was going to start writing his new story, and he actually wrote it in his blog. So I'm going to link that below because I think you should read it as an example. And you're probably wondering, well, what's your story, Lauren? I think that a story that I've been telling for a long time, and I've been really trying to break this down over the last year and a lot more recently, and this is something that I want to bring into the new year. The story I've been telling is insignificant, and I don't want to talk about it, but I'll just quickly mention that I forever have believed that I have to work hard. I have to work hard to be successful. I got to do lots of things and work really hard. And from what I've been saying, and in other vlogs talking about the stuff that Abraham talks about, and this idea of feeling better and not doing so much, doing less and getting more, actually, is really what I want to do. I am somebody who does less and gains more, and I just want to get away from this struggle of this idea of this struggle. I have to work hard. I used to be so proud that I'm such a good worker. I have a good work ethic. I'm a perfectionist, all of these things, and I pride myself on those things. But I think I have to start breaking that down because it's too much pressure, and it's unrealistic, and it just has to be, it's not about doing. I know that. It's not about hard work. Life is easy. Work is easy. Life is easy. Friends are easy. Relationships are easy. But we are trained and we are told time and time again that all this stuff is hard, that you got to work for it. You got to work. And I believe that so much. It's so ingrained in me that I just default to that all the time. And then I get overwhelmed, and then I get panicky, and I start feeling like I'm having a panic attack because I'm doing too much, or I feel like I'm doing too much, or my calendar's overloaded, or on top of all of these work things I have to do, I also have to do all these personal development things, and I just get overloaded. So I really just want to simplify. And I'm not, again, I want to go back to saying it's not about doing no work, but a lot of these people say, no, it is about doing nothing. It's about feeling, it's about being present, it's about doing less, feeling more, gaining more by doing less. Anyways, it's a lot of the same teachings that I listen to in Abraham and pretty much every person that I read and whatever, right? It's going back to this law of attraction thing that I've talked a lot about. That if you desire it and you focus on it, it will happen. You don't need to do anything. You need to do some action, but you don't need to worry about the action. You need to worry about the end vision or the thing that you want to feel, right? So I don't know. It's all very confusing. I'm feeling a little bit like maybe I should just shut the hell up because you don't need my advice either. I just wanted to let you know that I'm not all about this new year. And I was worried that I was starting it off on the wrong foot because I was feeling a little negative about the idea of having to set these goals and feeling this pressure to set some kind of massive, incredible, epic intentions for this year, and I really haven't. I wrote some things at the beginning to middle of December on some sticky notes around my little soul vision board, which you may have seen on camera, and it's here. And I wrote these sticky notes because I was doing nothing really for a couple of weeks, and I was feeling really quiet and didn't want to work and didn't want to do anything, didn't want to post on the blog, didn't want to shoot any videos. I was just very bleh, and I wanted to sleep, and I didn't know if it was because of my period or because it's winter or because what. So I thought, well, since I really have nothing to do, and a lot of the contracts I was working on had just ended, like the Food Network thing and all this, I had all this time, and I was like, well, I'll just write out some ideas of things. And so you can see I wrote just some big words here, I want to travel more, I want to have more fun, because I can get a little serious sometimes and take things a little too seriously instead of just letting go and having fun. I wrote things that I guess I want to be around, like sun and ocean and nature, fresh air, sand, animals, hiking, fun, travel more. And so I assumed that by having sun, ocean, heat, animals, sand, fresh air, and nature, that I would need to travel more. But again, I place some kind of condition on what I want. I want nature and sun and all that stuff. I could do that here, right? Also, you see that sticky note there says, travel more, do less, be good, bask in my abundance, and give thanks. And then I wrote this other sticky note down below here that is more of a goal thing. And honestly, this is the one that bugs me the most, this sticky note. because it's that idea of setting this goal that's attached to a number, that's attached to having to achieve some kind of milestone in order to prove that I'm like successful. And it's the one where I kind of go, oh, like I shouldn't have said this stuff because now what if it doesn't happen? So I said for the first half of 2016, I want combined YouTube channel views between my channel and YouTube and hotforfood, 6 million combined channel views and 300,000 combined subscribers in the first half of 2016. So by like June, July. And I want a year-long sponsor brand for hotforfood, and I want a brand ambassador tour. Basically, like we would work with a brand not exclusively, but pretty exclusively in the sense that we would promote them, do videos featuring their products, do media tour, be like representing that brand. I don't know what that brand is. I'm not saying what that brand is. I don't know what that brand is. But that's kind of like the thing that I wanted. So anyways, and here there's a little mantra there above that one that says, use me, universe, show me how to take who I am, who I want to be, and what I can do, and use it for a purpose greater than myself. And if you recall, my BFF Jeffrey said that in his speech that he did at what the heck is it called? Oh my God, the humanitarian thing. Doesn't matter. You remember. I'll link it below. He said that in his speech. It's a Martin Luther King quote. Oprah says it. So anyway, I put that there as a little reminder, and I have been repeating that kind of daily in my head when I wake up. So let me know how you're feeling about 2016. Have you set goals? Have you set intentions? Have you set resolutions? Are you reconsidering the things that you set? Not because of what I said, but maybe because of what I said. I'm not judging you. You can do what you want. But anyway, let me know how you're feeling. I think I'm just going to move on. Let's just keep 2016 trucking right along. It's not really off to a bad start. I just was worried that I was like stumbling into 2016 without any real like firm ending of 2015, a firm sense of accomplishment for 2015, and then like setting these new goals. And you know what? All of that pressure to feel like I have to do that is just from like outside forces and society and crap, and I don't care. You know, I did really well last year professionally and personally, and I think I just have to let it go, know that it worked, and move on. And here we are, and it's a new day, and anything happens, and whatever, right? So anyway, I just want to know your thoughts. You guys leave really good comments, and you share your own personal stories in the comments below all the time, which is really nice. And actually, it really helps me. I've been getting like some amazing messages from people. I got some like direct messages on Facebook and Instagram, and then in the comments below. Anyways, I just want you guys to know that like I read the comments and I try to respond to everybody, and that when you do share such personal stuff, I get really I am really touched by it, and I think it's really amazing that everyone's willing to share here. And like I just turn on the camera 3 times a week and share, and anyway, I appreciate that you listen to it and that you find it helpful. And also just want to let you know that I relate to everything that almost everybody says in their own personal stories in the comments below, because even though I'm offering you advice and stuff like that, and I don't want to like sound like I'm preaching or that like I know the answer. I think you get that I'm just relaying thoughts that I have, because I don't know the answers. I think I'm just constantly looking for, you know, an answer just like everybody else. So I'm just sharing that process with you. But like, anyway, at least you find some of this insightful and some of it helpful to you, and that's really all that it's about. And a lot of people are like, I know I found this video or your channel at the right time, and it's interesting how you were talking about this. And it's those little moments of synchronicity that are so amazing to me that you share, that you've noticed with me, and I go, oh my God, well, that's why I'm supposed to be doing this. So anyway, we will continue to do this in 2016, and thanks for being here on this little journey, and we're doing it together. And on Wednesday I will be posting a what I ate in a day, so I know you're excited about that. I'm shooting it today. I'll post it on Wednesday. Okay, love ya, bye.